In the heart of the Milky Way, a grand council of alien species convened. The Galactic Alliance, a coalition of civilizations, had gathered to discuss a growing concern: humanity. Some saw them as a threat, others as a curiosity, but none could deny their impact. Zorak, a towering insectoid from the planet Thrindor, buzzed with agitation. We must curb their expansion. Their species is too unpredictable. Across the table, Kay Laura, a serene, luminescent being from the waterworld Neredia, rippled with calm. Perhaps, Zorak, we should understand them better. They are but fledglings in the cosmos. From the shadows, General T. Chell, a battle-hardened warrior from the volcanic world of Pariah, growled. I fought them at the Battle of Epsilon Eridani. They are fierce, but not invincible. Their strength lies in their unpredictability. Amid the heated debate, an unassuming human ambassador, Dr. Elena Reyes, sat quietly. She was short in stature, but possessed a steely determination that belied her size. Elena had been invited to present humanity's case. She stood, brushing a strand of auburn hair behind her ear. Esteemed members of the Galactic Alliance, Elena began, her voice steady, let me tell you the story of humanity. Our journey is one of resilience, ingenuity, and hope. On a distant colony world, young astronaut Kai Thompson stood on the observation deck of the Starship Endeavour. The planet below, Ardentia, shimmered with potential. Can you believe it, Arya? Kai turned to his AI companion, a holographic interface that hovered beside him. Arya, with her calm, almost musical voice, replied, It's a new world, Kai. Our new home. Kai grinned, his hazel eyes sparkling. And we get to make it ours. This is what we've dreamed of. Down on the surface, the crew set to work. They faced harsh climates, unpredictable storms, and unfamiliar terrain. Yet, the human spirit thrived. They built shelters, cultivated crops, and slowly but surely transformed Ardentia into a bustling colony. One night, around a campfire, the crew shared stories. Maya Patel, a botanist, spoke up. You know, on Earth, I always felt so small. But here, every plant we grow, every seed we sow, we're giants. Lucas Grayson, the chief engineer, nodded. Back home, they said we were crazy. But look at us now. We're making history. Kai, looking at the flames, added, It's not just about surviving. It's about thriving. We're not just settlers, we're pioneers. Back at the Galactic Alliance, Elena continued her tale. We are not just survivors. We are strategists. In the midst of a galactic conflict, humanity had found itself caught between warring factions. Captain Aiden Cross of the Starship Valor stood on the bridge, his mind racing with tactics. The enemy, a coalition of ruthless mercenaries, was closing in. Options, Lieutenant? Aiden asked, his voice sharp. Lieutenant Naomi Zhang, his second-in-command, scanned the data. We can't outgun them, Captain. But we can outthink them. Aiden's blue eyes twinkled with determination. What are you proposing? Naomi smiled. We lure them into the asteroid field. Use the terrain to our advantage. Aiden nodded. It's risky, but it's our best shot. Helm, plot a course through the asteroid belt. The Valor darted into the asteroid field, weaving through the massive rocks with precision. The mercenaries followed, only to find themselves ensnared in a deadly trap. The asteroids, controlled by remote charges planted by Aiden's crew, exploded, creating a barrier that crushed the enemy fleet. As the dust settled, Aiden turned to his crew. Well done, everyone. Remember, it's not the size of the fleet, but the strength of our will. Elena's voice grew softer. And sometimes, our greatest strength is our ability to find peace. On the planet Lyria, a diplomatic mission was underway. Diplomat Rachel Porter stood before the Lyrian Council, trying to broker peace between two warring tribes. The Lyrian Council leader, Eldera, eyed Rachel with suspicion. Why should we trust you, human? Your kind knows only war. Rachel met Eldera's gaze calmly. We know war, but we also know peace. We've torn ourselves apart and put ourselves back together. We've learned that the price of conflict is too high. Eldara's eyes narrowed. Words are easy. Prove your intentions. Rachel took a deep breath. Let me tell you about the Treaty of Mars. Once, our own people were divided, our world on the brink of destruction. But we found common ground. We built bridges, not walls. She spoke of the hardships, the negotiations, the sacrifices. The room fell silent as the Lyrians listened. Rachel's voice carried the weight of humanity's struggles and triumphs. Eldara finally spoke. Perhaps we have more in common than I thought. Elena's eyes shone with pride. And our innovation knows no bounds. On a research station orbiting the gas giant Talos, Dr. Adrian Vega worked tirelessly. His team had discovered a new form of energy, one that could revolutionize space travel. His colleague, Dr. Iris Kim, looked over the data. Adrian, if this works, we could change everything. Faster than light travel, new frontiers. Adrian smiled. I know, Iris. But we need to make sure it's safe. The last test was unstable. Iris nodded. We'll get it right. We always do. After countless trials, the day of the final test arrived. The team held their breath as the reactor powered up. The ship shimmered and disappeared, reappearing moments later across the system. Adrian's voice trembled with emotion. We did it. We've just opened the door to the stars. Elena's tone turned reflective. And in the end, our greatest legacy is our ability to bring peace. On the war-torn planet of Valtor, a ceasefire was crumbling. Peacekeeper Daniel Hayes walked through the rubble, his heart heavy with the weight of the task ahead. He was here to broker a lasting peace between two factions that had been at war for decades. Commander Rasha, leader of one faction, glared at him. Why should we listen to you? You don't know our pain. Daniel met her gaze steadily. You're right. I don't know your pain, but I know loss and I know the cost of war. I've seen too many lives lost, too many futures destroyed. Rasha's expression softened slightly. What do you propose? Daniel took a deep breath. A council with representatives from both sides. A place to air grievances, to find common ground. And a commitment to rebuild, together. There was silence as Rasha considered his words. Finally, she nodded. We will try it, for the sake of our children. Back at the Galactic Alliance, Elena finished her story. We are more than just a species. We are legends in the making. Our strength lies not just in our technology or our tactics, but in our spirit, our hope, and our ability to dream. The council sat in thoughtful silence. Finally, Kay Laura spoke. Perhaps, Ambassador Reyes, humanity is not the threat we feared, but an ally we need. Zorak buzzed, still skeptical but less agitated. We will watch. We will see. General Teachall nodded grudgingly. They have proven themselves in battle. They have my respect. As Elena left the chamber, she felt a surge of hope. Humanity's journey was far from over, but they had taken a step towards being recognized as equals in the cosmic tapestry. Kai Thompson's voice echoed in her mind. It's not just about surviving. It's about thriving. We're not just settlers, we're pioneers. And as Elena looked up at the stars, she knew that humanity's greatest stories were yet to be written. Years later, in a distant classroom on Ardentia, a teacher told her students the tales of humanity's early days in the galaxy. And remember, she said, our ancestors were not just explorers. They were builders, thinkers, peacemakers. They faced the unknown with courage and creativity. They showed the galaxy what it means to be human. A young student, her eyes wide with wonder, asked, will we write our own stories too? The teacher smiled. Yes, we will. Because we are the Galactic Legends, and our stories are of cosmic proportions. In the vast expanse of the universe, humanity's light shone brightly, a beacon of resilience, innovation, and hope. And their legend continued to grow, inspiring generations to come.